Hey there, happy 2026. What book are you reading in this new year? Tell me about it in the comments below. And I'm just really excited to share with you 5 new books that released this month, January 2026. The first one is Alice with a Y, Return to Wonderland by Anna James. Alice with a Y is W-H-Y, but also her name is spelled with a Y instead of an I. She is not the one actually returning to Wonderland, because she's never been to Wonderland. She is the granddaughter of the Alice who initially went to Wonderland. Everybody there is like, you're the wrong Alice. So there is a problem going on in Wonderland, and they have invited Alice, their Alice, to fix it. Alice with a Y ends up going there. And so the Sun King and the Queen of the Moon are fighting over when the hours of night and day. Constantly night and day are switching light, dark, with no, apparent design to it right now, just depending on who's winning the war. She encounters characters that we know from Alice in Wonderland, and then she also encounters new characters. It is absolutely a nonsense book in the true vein of Alice in Wonderland. Lots of ridiculousness going on that just doesn't make sense. And then it is also about, finding your way and enjoying yourself along the way, learning how to chart your own course with learned experiences, and then also making friends and being willing to say goodbye to a new friend. And so it's a wonderful book. Anna James is an amazing author, wrote Pages & Co. and Chronicles of Weatheray, which I love. Second book coming out later this year. On to the next book, which is Inkbound, Meticulous, Joan, and the Shadow Compass. So book number 1 came out last year by Philippa, Leathley, and it is a fantastic book about New London, which is a floating, flying, magical city all powered by ink. Isn't this a fantastic thing when you love books that the magic system is based on ink? So they have a tether in their hand, which helps them with their magic. And they also have a tattoo on their hand, which says their fate, helps determine what they are destined to do or become. It might be about their job or about who they are, but it's kind of up to interpretation. And also, is that really binding, right? This tattoo, does that really determine who you're meant to be, or is that also up to you, right? In the first book, Medi, who is Meticulous, she's really struggling with the tattoo that she's given and what it means, because according to the dictionary, it means that she is going to become a murderer. So that's a big thing throughout the book. And then there's also this evil that is going on that her and her dad are dealing with. And then in the second book, there's actually a new challenge. It's more like an adventure about a series of things that she has to overcome to do, and they are trying to protect somebody. And it is at great cost to themselves to do this, and it's just so imaginative, so much fun, so full of adventure. Just love it. All right, so then we have X Marks the Haunt, which if you have not read any of these spooky books by Lindsay, Currie, you've got to get on board. She writes amazing standalone spooky books. And this one is wonderful. I love cemeteries. I find graveyards just fascinating. I used to live during college, the university, and then my apartment right in the middle was a cemetery, and I'd walk through it on the way to classes, and I found it just so peaceful and beautiful, and I love old cemeteries, and I think they're great. And so the main character, he feels the same way. His mom works at the graveyard, and he is just fascinated by them, but he doesn't want anybody to know that his mom works there and that he spends so much time there. And so then one day, of course, everybody finds out because they go on a field trip to the cemetery, and everybody finds out that he's the graveyard boy, right? And then what happens is the kids are like, oh, okay, well, we want to get here and do some mischief after dark. And so he gets wrapped up in that, and it causes this ghost to come out. And previously, this kid did not believe in ghosts, but now they have to figure out why the ghost is causing problems and which ghost. They've got to use, different resources and figure out who the ghost is that is causing problems and see if they can stop it. Just an intense, wonderful book. Really just the right amount of spooky. Now we have another mystery, but in a different sense. So it's called Secrets of the Broken House. And this house in town is just near being condemned. It's just fallen apart. And so the town is requiring the lady to fix it up. And she's just this mean old curmudgeon lady, and she's always gonna sue everybody, and she's just mean to people, and nobody likes her. But this kid who really, really loves fishing, he wants this boat, and he's given the perfect opportunity to get this boat that's in the pile of junk outside her house, because she hires him and his friends to clean up the different antiques in her house so she can sell them and get enough money to fix up the house like she has to. So the kids are over there, they're cleaning and fixing it up. And then the next day when they go to pick up the boat, oh my gosh, there's been a murder, and they're the first ones upon the scene. And so they're trying to prove who is innocent because so many different people in town are suspects in this very small town. And so throughout the book, you're trying to figure out who committed this murder and can they prove other people innocent. And it's just a really fantastic book about secrets and really picking up on these clues. Really well written. The last book that I have for you is The Road from Nowhere, written by Avi. If you've heard of True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle or the Crispin books, he's written so many books. Avi is a lifelong writer. I mean, he is putting out books in his 80s. How awesome is that? So a bit of historical fiction about these kids, they're the only kids, two brothers and then another girl, who live in this mining town. It can barely be called a town. It does have a general store and a saloon, but mostly it's just a bunch of miners who work mining silver from this mean old man who owns the mine, and he doesn't want anybody mining for anywhere else. It's his mine. That's all that can happen there, okay? So then these kids have figured out a way to make it rich. So it's a lot about that and their adventure, and then also a lot about family and friendship and the mom and their relationship. Just a wonderful story from Avi. If you like this video, please do a second. It really helps me out. If you push that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and then come back and keep getting more great book recommendations for the kids in your life.